Yeah.
Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom.
Thank you. I'm going to have to come with you.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Sorry, a little chaos on the bima. So, it's a good thing you know me. We'll turn to page 146 for the Baruch Hu. And if you feel comfortable, please rise in body or spirit as Cantor Adina leads us. 146.
Ya la la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la. Barechu et Adonai HaMevorach. Barechu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Ya la la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la. Ya la la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la.
Please join in the Shema on page 149, and you can remain standing.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad.
Seated, thank you. And we'll turn for the Michamocha. It will be projected up there, or if you'd like, on page 152.
So this melody for the Michamocha that we're going to sing tonight is actually Debbie Friedman's composition of Miriam's song. We're preparing for Passover, coming very soon before we know it. So the first verse is the verse from Miriam's song, and then we're going to go into the Michamocha using the same melody. And the women dancing with their timbrels followed Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to the ones whom we've exalted. Miriam and the women danced and danced the whole night long. Let's do that again. We're going to stay there. And the women dancing with their timbrels followed Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to the one whom we've exalted. Miriam and the women danced and danced the whole night long. Same melody, Mi Chamocha. Mi Chamocha ba'elim Adonai. Mi Chamocha nedar b'kodesh. Nora tehilo osef ele. Nora tehilo osef ele. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la.
And now we'll continue with Hashkivenu, which will also be up on the screen, or page 153.
Hashkivenu by Dan Nichols. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom V'hamidenu malkeinu l'chaim. Spread the shelter of your peace over us. Guide us in wisdom, compassion, and trust. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom V'hamidenu malkeinu l'chaim. Save us for the sake of your name. Shield us from hatred and sorrow and pain. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom V'hamidenu malkeinu l'chaim. L'chaim. L'chaim.
And we'll turn to page 153. At the bottom of the page, there are, near the bottom of their page, spread over us your shelter of peace, over all we love, over Jerusalem, over the people of Israel, and over all of us. Amen. Please rise in body or spirit as we turn to page 155 for the tefillah. Cantor Adina will start us off, and then we will pray silently the Amidah until page 164. She'll bring us out with Shalom Rav. So 155.
Na 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 Adonai. Na 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 Sifatai Tiftach. Na 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 Ufi Yagi. Ufi Yagi Tehilatecha. Na 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 Adonai. Na 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 Sifatai Tiftach. Na 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 Ufi Yagi. Ufi Yagi Tehilatecha. Na 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 Adonai. Na 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 sifatai tiftach. Na 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 ufi agid. Ufi agid tehilatecha. Shalom Rahav, Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rahav, Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech Adon, lechol hashalom. Atahu melech Adon, lechol hashalom. Shalom Rahav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rahav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. V'tov b'necha nevarech et amcha Yisrael b'chol eit u'b'chol she'ah b'shlomecha. Shalom Rahav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Shalom Rahav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Tasim leolam. Tasim leolam.
Beautiful. Let's read together on page 164, the English in the middle of the page. Grant us peace, your most precious gift, O eternal source of peace, and give us the will to proclaim its message to all the peoples of the earth. Bless our country as a safeguard of peace, its advocate among the nations. May contentment reign within our borders, health and happiness within our homes. Strengthen the bonds of friendship and fellowship among all the inhabitants of our world. Plant virtue in every soul, and may the love of your name hallow every home and every heart. Praised are you, Adonai, who blesses your people with peace. Amen. Amen. So we're going to open the Ark. I'd like to invite Michael and Cheryl Weiss, Ya'amdu, Mayor Label Ben Martin, Cheryl Weiss. Can you take it out?
My Hebrew name is Chava.
Chava.
Shema, Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo.
And now the
You're gonna
procession.
go around the congregation. Al Shlosha Devarim, Al Shlosha Devarim, Al Shlosha Devarim, Haolam, Haolam Omed. Al Shlosha Devarim, Al Shlosha Devarim, Al Shlosha Devarim, Haolam, Haolam Omed. Al hatara, bi'al ha'avoda, bi'al gimilu chasadim. Al hatara, bi'al ha'avoda, bi'al gimilu chasadim. Al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, Al shlosha shlosha devarim ha'olam omed. Al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim ha'olam omed. Lo yisa goy el goy cherev, lo yilmedu od milchama. Lo yisa goy el goy cherev, lo yilmedu od milchama. Lo yisa goy el goy cherev, lo yilmedu od milchama. Lo yisa goy el goy cherev, lo yilmedu od milchama. Lo yisa goy el goy cherev, lo yilmedu od milchama. Lo yisa goy el goy cherev, lo yilmedu od milchama. Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael chai. 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 Od Avinu chai, Od Avinu chai. Od Avinu, Od Avinu, Od Avinu chai. Od Avinu chai, Od Avinu chai. Od Avinu, Od Avinu, Od Avinu chai. Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael 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 chai.
So I'd like to, you may be seated. Thank you. We're going to call up for the blessings. Dan and Esther Ya'amdu, Dan Karakova, Esther Lerner Karako, La'aliyah HaTorah. And I'd like to call up Susan for the laning from the Torah. Ta'amod, Dina Leah Bat Mordechai V'Dina, La'aliyah HaTorah.
Baruch et Adonai Hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Havarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah
Adonai,
Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol hamim, v'natan lanu et torato. Baruch atah Adonai, noten haTorah.
Excellent.
Amen. Hine Anochi shaleach malach lefanecha lishma'a mishmarcha bedarech v'lahavi'ach el hamakom asher hakinoti hishimer mi penav ushma bikolo al tamer bo ki lo yisaf lefish achem ki ishmi bikor bo ki ishamoach tishma'av bikolo va'ashitako asher adaber v'ayaboti et othecha v'tzarti et zorecha.
And now you, yeah.
So now we'll do the blessing after the reading of the Torah, same page, 250. I think it's a little lower down.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu torat emet, v'chayei olam natan b'tortenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Yasher Koach. Yasher Koach. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, before you go, I just wanted to bless you, Susan, for your dedication to the Torah. These are our words. Every week I'm here, you bring them off the page and you give them life, each of the letters. You bring to life, you let them sail up in the air to nourish our spirits and Ruach Elohim, the Spirit of God. Yasher Koach.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's my pleasure.
Yeah. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. It's so good to be with you, especially during these difficult times. In our morning prayer service, we recite an ancient blessing. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam matir asurim. Blessed are you, Holy One, who sets the captives free. Today is February 9th. February 9th is day 126, 126 days since the seizing of captives, of brutalizing, murdering, and forcing human beings into the depths and tunnels of captivity. 126 days and dark nights of hoping, of waiting to see what the dawn will bring us. But we are no longer slaves in Egypt. We are free people with our own country of Eretz Yisrael. Israel strikes back. She uses intelligence, commitment, and hope to rescue her citizens, her tribe, her mishpocha. Israel will not, indeed she cannot, rest until every hostage has been liberated or tragically accounted for and returned home. And it will not be the last attack on Jews. In addition to our people's horror, sadly, Palestinian lives are also being lost in the crossfire and in the fog of war. And this terrorist mayhem is escalating. It would be easy to despair, to grow bitter and hard, to throw up our hands and surrender to frustration, to cruelty, to agonizing, or to mimic the barbarity of Hamas terrorists by retaliating and acting savagely and vengefully ourselves. So how should we respond to the unfathomable? Jewish tradition has set a precedent called Pidyon Shvuyim, literally the redemption of captives. Throughout history, thousands of Jews have been captured and held for ransom, and Jewish communities have always gone to extraordinary lengths to redeem the captives. In fact, roadside bandits holding individuals captive for ransom was so common in the days of the Talmud that marriage contracts called ketubot legally bound a husband to ransom his wife if she were taken captive. Special charities were set up dedicated to the sole purpose of redeeming hostages. Their work took precedence over feeding the poor or building a synagogue. So tragic does the Jewish community view captivity. You may recall a story of Jewish captivity in recent times. In June 2006, Gilad Shalit, a 19-year-old IDF soldier, was captured by Palestinian militants in a cross-border raid via tunnels near the Israeli border. Hamas held him captive in isolation for 5 years of negotiations, setbacks, international pressure, and sustained family campaigning for his release. I was living in Jerusalem at the time. Day after day, night after night, I remember his parents and friends seated under a tent in the middle of Jerusalem in all weather at a major intersection. They were chanting prayers, giving speeches, collecting signatures, and calling upon the international community of humanity to join together and demand his freedom. Gilad Shalit was finally released after 5 years in captivity. He was set free in October 2011. One soldier exchanged for 1,027 Palestinian prisoners who had killed, collectively, 598 Israelis. Our rabbis taught us to save one life is to save the world. How should we respond to over 100 captives being held in tunnels in Gaza, held captive by Hamas? Our humanity is held hostage by radical extremists who dug tunnels and used weapons to steal and capture Israelis. B'nai Israel, the children of Israel. Of course, we are angry, fearful, and anxious, and yet the Torah promises us our land. As Susan Lane today, behold, I am sending an angel before you to guard you on the way and to bring you to the place that I have prepared. The place I have prepared is Israel. Our people have survived war and captivity since the very beginning of our history. Daniel was in the lion's den. David defeated Goliath. We have endured and we have overcome. In fact, the Torah addressed this exact situation of captivity over 3,000 years ago. In this week's portion, Mishpatim, which means laws, comes immediately after Moses received the Ten Commandments on Mount Sinai. This week, God instructs the newly freed Israelites, after 400 years of slavery in Egypt, how to conduct themselves as an ethically based society when they reach the Promised Land. The portion contains 53 commandments, or mitzvot, ranging from kashrut, thou shalt not cook a kid in its mother's milk, to the commandment forbidding people from bearing false witness. One of the laws appears in Exodus 22. Im b'machteret yimtzei haganav v'huka u'met ein lo damim. If a thief is seized while tunneling and dies, there is no guilt for spilling his blood in this case. This does not give us license to seek senseless revenge. But what I do believe the Torah is telling us is that if, in trying to free the captive, the perpetrator is in the tunnel and is preventing the captive's release, it is not considered murder in the Torah. It is viewed as an attempt to free the captive. Baruch atah Adonai, melech haolam matir asurim. Blessed are you, eternal God, who sets the captive free. We need each other. Israel needs to know that we, diaspora Jews, stand with her as she endures this horrendous ordeal. The Talmud teaches us, Kol Yisrael aravim zeh vazeh. All of Israel are responsible for each other. We are grateful for partners who stand against terrorism, who stand against anti-Semitism, against hatred and bigotry, people who actively and courageously denounce atrocity and call terrorism what it is. El Malei Rachamim, God of compassion, gather under your wings those righteous souls. Our spirits feel uplifted by the global support of friends and colleagues, Jewish and those of other faiths, who stand by us now and bring us comfort and hope. Elie Wiesel, Holocaust survivor, author, and recipient of the Nobel Peace Prize, said, quote, "We shall not give up. We shall not give in. It may be too late for the victims, but not for our children, not for mankind. One must wager on the future. I believe it is possible, in spite of everything, to believe in friendship. Above all, we must not give in to cynicism. To save the life of a single child, no effort is too much. To defeat injustice and misfortune, if only for one instant, for a single victim, is to invent a new reason to hope. Just as despair can be given to me only by another human being, hope, too, can be given to me only by another human being. Mankind must remember that, like hope, peace is not God's gift to his creatures, Peace is a gift we give to each other. End of quote. On Tisha B'Av, the day of mourning the destruction of the temple in Jerusalem, we recite a blessing from Zechariah. Baruch atah Adonai, melech ha'olam, asher asanu asirei tikva. Blessed are you, God, creator of the world, who makes us eternally captives of hope. We are B'nai Israel, the children of Israel. We acknowledge our losses and our heartbreak, and yet we remain for all time captives of hope. Am Yisrael Chai, the people of Israel will flourish. Like our ancestors for thousands of years, we devote ourselves to freeing the captives so that Lador Vador, our children and our children's children and our children's children will sit together in peace as we do in this spectacular chapel and follow our example for generations and for thousands of years to come to set the captives free. Shabbat Shalom, my friends.
Yasher Koach, Rabbi. Let us please rise for the Hatikva. Our flag is on the bima behind Rabbi. Kol od balevav penima, nefesh Yehudi homia, uvate
It's on page 374, if you want the words. 374.
Ayin Letzion Sophia, Od lo avta tikvatenu, hatikva bat shnot apayim, liyotam chofshi be'atzenu eretz Zion Yerushalayim, liyotam chofshi be'atzenu eretz Zion Yerushalayim.
You may be seated. A prayer for Israel. Eternal One of the universe, guardian of Israel, be with us in this time of darkness and trouble. Surround the families who have lost loved ones with your compassion, your chesed. Give strength, koach, to the hostages and all who care about them at home and afar. Implant wisdom, bina, among the leaders of Israel, and courage, chosek, to all who defend her on the land, air, and sea. Remember your covenant, your brit, with your people Israel, and help us find peace, your most precious gift, across the world and all lands. Amen.
Amen.
We'll turn to page 349 for and it's up on the...
We do have it on the screen. Eli, Eli was a poem written by Hannah Senesh. Hannah Senesh was a young Jewish girl who had gotten to freedom during World War II, who had made it to Palestine, and decided to go back into Hungary to try and save other Jews. She was parachuted into enemy territory and was captured by the Nazis. She was imprisoned, she was interrogated, she was tortured. While she was captive, she wrote poetry. This was one of her poems that was found after her execution, and it was put to music by David Zahavi in 1945. Eli, Eli. Eli, Eli, shelo yegamer le'olam, hachol ve'hayam, rishrush shel hamayim, berak hashamayim, tefilat ha'adam, hachol ve'hayam, pray that these things never end. The sand and the sea, the rush of the waters, the crash of the heavens, the prayer of the heart, the sand and the sea, the rush of the waters, the crash of the heavens, the prayer of the heart.
Thank you, that was beautiful. So now we're going to say the Mishaberach, the prayer for healing. So we'll please call out the names of anyone in need of healing or blessing. I'll start on this side of the room. We hold them in our hearts along with Asher ben Ida Vajo, Arthur Baseman. So we're going to turn to the back of the Siddur. There's a new piece on the back cover. And let's say together actually the prayer there, and then we'll sing the Mishaberach. O God, in our hearts, we name those who are facing illness and pain. We join our prayers with the prayers of all who love them. Give them renewed comfort and courage. Strengthen the healing powers you have placed within us all. Guide the hands and hearts of those who are entrusted with their care. May the knowledge of your love and ours give added hope to them and their dear ones. May they find even greater strength because our prayers are linked with theirs. Baruch atah Adonai, Rofei HaCholim. We praise you, O Lord, the source of healing and health.
Mishaberach Avotenu Mikor habracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mishaberach imotenu mikor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
So now we're going to dress the Torah and return her to the ark. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Eitz chaim hi lemachazikim ba v'tomechecha me'ushar deracheya darchei noam b'chol netivotecha shalom chadesh yameinu chadesh yameinu
Shalom, I'm Rachel Cohen. I know everybody was probably here last week for Michael Oren. It was incredible. I'd like to specifically thank Michael and Cheryl Weiss. Michael and
It's on.
Cheryl Weiss for hosting the ambassador over the weekend. Also, especially the generosity of Mike and Angie Berman and so many people here who made that weekend possible. We continue the next couple weeks with our regular service, and on March 1st, mark your calendars, we're going to have a fabulous service with Cantor Happy Hoffman from Memphis, Tennessee. And a special thing that night, our beautiful Torah that was donated in 2003 by Frank and Anita Hannock. Their family's going to be here, and we're going to rededicate the Torah and talk a little about the where the Torah came from and how lucky we are to have it. So I hope everybody comes here on March 1st. Also, please mark your calendars for Sunday, March 24th, for our Purim party. More information coming. And if you're going to join us for dinner after, we'll meet at the Sailfish Patio. And tomorrow morning at 9:30, we're going to have a special event. Rabbi Ann is going to open up the Torah. We've invited a lot of the non-Jewish community, anybody who wants to come see how the Torah is read, some beautiful words in the Torah. We're going to open it up for everybody who wants to come see. So please come tomorrow morning at 9:30. Any other announcements, boss? No. Okay. It is, on another note, it is my privilege tonight to say a few words about two people who I love very dearly, who are in our congregation. George and Roma Arnoff, over here, for those of you who don't know them, have been a part of Ocean Reef for almost the last 50 years. They're here with us tonight before leaving the Reef next week and moving back home to Cleveland full time. We're so happy you both could be with us tonight. We as a congregation, you're going to have to indulge me here because this is really very meaningful for me. We as a congregation would not be here tonight if it weren't for George and Roma. Along with my parents and a handful of other intrepid travelers, George and Roma were some of the early Jewish members at our club. Ocean Reef was a very different place back then. We came in 1974, and the Arnoffs about the same time, right, Roma? It's not hard to imagine that being Jewish was not something you wore on your sleeve back then, especially at the Ocean Reef Club in Key Largo, Florida. We all know how much the club has evolved since those early days. But for much of the last 50 years, as it is now, individual communities naturally formed, and people tended to stay within their comfort zone. That's one reason why having this building where we all sit tonight that's so welcoming to all of us is so incredible. But from very early on, George and Roma knew how to navigate a not always welcoming environment and break down those boundaries. George, a natural raconteur, a gifted orator and listener, a very intelligent and successful attorney, a great golfer, a fabulous bridge player, and a friend to all, and his partner Roma, a gracious and welcoming woman who, in the words of her friends, never has an unkind word for anyone, an organizer, a consummate doer, also a top-notch card player, a quester, and every bit George's intellectual equal. Together, they befriended people from all parts of Ocean Reef, and with their openness and kindness, volunteer spirit, and generosity. Coming from Cleveland, where they've always been prominent members of both the secular and organized Jewish community, and very active in their home synagogue and federation, it was no wonder they made a lot of friends, and friends in high places here at Ocean Reef very quickly. And they also liked a strong connection with their Jewish friends on the reef. So the idea for a congregation, or more of a chavurah, started one evening at a meeting in the Arnoff living room. Let's see what we can do, they said, and they began to meet monthly for a makeshift service in someone's home. Pat Eisenberg remembers coming to Ocean Reef in the mid-1990s, and Sam and Elaine Lieberman from Philadelphia said to her, "Do you want to meet some other Jews?" And so Pat and her husband Henry went to a Torah study at the Lieberman home. She remembers walking in and seeing almost 30 welcoming Jewish faces, led of course by George and Roma, and my folks, Gert and Shelley Mann, Jules and Ruth Myers, Evie and Stuart Pinsoff, of course Aaron and Judy Schmidt, Carol Roman, Harvey and Judy Klein, Helen and Marty Stein, Ivy and Marvin Blumenfeld, Frank and Anita Hannock, who donated our beautiful Torah, and Ed and Linda Levy. Pat remembers how an early good friend of George and Roma was the head of the Protestant congregation and invited the Jewish group to use the chapel for services. The members then didn't feel comfortable using the sanctuary because of the cross, and so George negotiated the use of the chapel annex, aka the utility closet, that we met for monthly Shabbat for many, many years. George and Roma started collecting dues, $100 a family, and led one of our first community seders, which Roma organized and planned. She and Judy Schmidt met with the chefs here at Ocean Reef and tried to give them recipes for matzo balls and brisket and charoset after a deadly tasting or two. And then there were the early Hanukkah parties, again with Roma trying desperately to help the club's knowledge of Jewish cuisine. One memory for me as a young child was very clear. The Arnoffs were always front and center in life at Ocean Reef, surrounded by their amazing family. My high school buddy Steve and his wife Lori, who I thought would be here tonight, who are coming soon on their way from the airport. George and Roma's other son Jim and daughter-in-law Karen, and a lot of grandkids, who George often told me were all brilliant and beautiful, champion swimmers, and overall incredible humans. So whether it was hatching the idea for this loving congregation in their living room, helping it grow and keeping it alive for many, many decades, serving as the community's representative on the chapel board for years, or serving on the board of the medical center, proud members of Anglers and Card Sound, the Arnoffs, in all their daily actions and interactions, helped open a lot of minds and hearts about the Jewish community on Ocean Reef. And we all have to thank them for that. A few years ago, George was named one of 8 over 80 by Crane's Cleveland Business. In reading the article about him, because of course I Googled him this morning, a few lines struck me. And while the words were descriptions of keys to George's long and very successful legal career in Ohio, they also describe the keys to George and Roma's lasting legacy here at Ocean Reef. I paraphrase from the article. Described as brandishing, disarming personalities, even-keeled demeanors, and uncanny abilities for reading and understanding people, both Roma and George played an instrumental role in very pivotal years here at Ocean Reef. Try to use your power in things you believe are important, George has said. And when you believe it to be important, you've got to stay with it. So thank you, George and Roma, for staying with it. For all you have done for us and Ocean Reef, you will be missed.
Shall I say the blessing? Okay. So please rise in body or spirit for the Aleinu on page 282. 282 to 284.
עלינו לשבח לדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר ראשית, שלא עשנו כגיי הרצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו ככם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא ונאמר בחיי אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני ושמו אחד.
And let's turn to page 285 and we'll read together the English. Let the time not be distant, O God, when all shall turn to you in love. when corruption and evil shall give way to integrity and goodness, when superstition shall no longer enslave the mind, nor idolatry blind the eye. O may all created in your image become one in spirit and one in friendship, forever united in your service. Then shall your realm be established on earth, and the word of your prophet fulfilled. Adonai will reign forever and ever. Adonai, our God, how soon we hope to behold the perfection of our world, guided by a sacred covenant drawn from human and divine meeting. Thank you. You may be seated. We'll turn now to 294 for Kaddish. I'll go around the room for names of those in mourning or observing a yahrzeit. We also hold in our hearts the victims of war, violence, terrorism, and hatred. Mourners, please rise in body or spirit, and we'll recite the Kaddish on 294. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabba, be'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon u'vyomechon u'chayei l'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'vizman kariv v'yimru amen. Yehei shmei Rabba mavarach le'olam alamei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitba'al v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadal v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekut sha'abrichu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'yimru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, b'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. May the one who makes peace on high bring peace to us, all Israel, and all the world. And let us say, Amen. So, good Shabbos, everyone. Shabbat Shalom. We're going to end with Bashana Haba'ah.
We will have the words on the screen, and we'll do one verse in the interests of time, but I promise you we'll be singing later after dinner. Ya la la, 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 la la, ya 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 la la. Soon the day will arrive. Soon the day will arrive when we will be together, and no longer will we live in fear. And the children will smile, and the children will smile, without their wondering whether on that day dark new clouds will appear. Oh, today, Kama tovie, Bashana, Bashana, Haba. Wait and see what a world this can be, if we care, if we share, you and me. Ya la la, ya la la, ya la la. Shabbat Shalom.